Howdy! Welcome to Outdoors Grilling. I'm Dave, and today we're going to be cleaning my pellet grill. I'm going to show you the basics that you need to know when you're cleaning yours. It's a pretty simple process. It takes 10 to 15 minutes, and it's something you should do every 3 to 5 cooks, depending on what you're cooking. I normally try not to go anything over 5. It's actually probably been about 6 or 7 on this one because I was waiting to for the weather to clear up. But some of the basic tools you're going to need that I would recommend, not required, but it does help. Start off with, get like a little 1-inch plastic putty knife. It's great for scraping stuff down on there. And with it being plastic, it ain't going to ruin the finish of your grill. Like chances are that you will with one of these. This does work, and I have used it on tough spots, but I can't really recommend it because there is chances of scratching your finish. And if you do that, it could start to rust. So, next, it's a pretty dirty job, not required, but it never hurts to have some gloves to help protect your hands and try to keep down the mess. Not required, but it is helpful. Next, an old paintbrush. Don't have to be nothing fancy. I just found one laying around the shop, but I use this to kind of sweep everything together and make it a little bit easier to vacuum up, try to control the mess. It does work out pretty nice. It helps quite a bit. Next, a shop vac. You can pick up a cheap one just about anywhere. I would not recommend using your house vac because the grease can have a tendency to start to smell. So I'd recommend, picking up I use this one pretty much just for working on the grills. So I'd try to have one just for that aspect. I mean, you could use your house one, but you might piss off your spouse, and we don't want that because there's no need for it. Next, regular pan of water, lukewarm. Don't have to be hot or cold, but I like lukewarm with just some dish soap. I use Dawn just because I've had good results with it. And I would recommend an old rag, because first time I did it, I used a couple of the wife's dish rags or washcloths, whatever you want to call them, and I ruined them pretty much, and I heard about it for like 2 weeks. So now I just use some old shop rags. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the grates. We'll clean them separately. We don't need to, this has nothing to do with that. As you can see, it's pretty greasy, so we'll get to the next part here shortly. As you can see, she's pretty dirty, so it's going to take a little bit of cleaning, but we will get her. Okay, first thing I got to do is I'm going to remove this. This is what lets me slide my searing plate back and forth. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. And we're going to take this little plastic putty knife and we're going to scrape her down. But as you can see, the plastic knife does pretty good too, so that shouldn't be a problem. There isn't much reason to use a metal one unless that's all you got. Now that we got a bunch of it broken loose, take your vacuum and vacuum a little bit of it up. Now that you got the majority of the stuff off of your plate, we're going to go ahead and remove it. Kind of set that to the side for right now. Now, when you remove this, kind of pay attention to how it's located. You notice it's at an angle. This side's the lowest, this is the highest. Well, mine's got a couple spots where the plate clicks in. On the Pit Boss, a lot of them are like that. Traeger, Camp Chef, they might be a little bit different, but there's going to be some way where they hook in. So just kind of pay attention which side's the highest and kind of how it's hooking back in. And then we're going to go ahead and remove that. That'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on inside there. And it's been, like I said, I've done some I cooked a couple briskets. I cooked 2 racks of ribs twice, a couple steaks, a round of hamburgers, and I did a tri-tip. So you get all that, you get a lot of sawdust and stuff. It's the only drawback of a pellet grill, but it's pretty easy to clean up. So what we're gonna do, take your little plastic putty knife again, and just kind of go around, clean up your edges. Recommend starting, you know, towards the top, working your down. Next, we're going to take a little paintbrush and just start brushing things off. Trying to get some of the dust, any crap we don't want. Then we're going to take the brush and sweep everything to one side. Take your vacuum and start vacuuming up some of that sawdust. I'm going to run through and give everything another quick brushing. Now this isn't going to be a deep clean. This is just, you know, something you should be doing after every 3 to 5 cooks or so, just to make sure it's cooking properly. You're doing this and you find out your unit is going to work a lot better. Now that we can see everything, we're gonna kind of go through and scrape all the grease off. Now we're going to run back through and do a quick vacuuming up of all the grease that we just scraped up and try to get as much of it as we can. Almost forgot, don't forget to do your grease drain. You want to get that as well as you can too. Okay. Now, depending, you can stop here and kind of put it back together because it's actually in pretty good shape. But I like to sit there and just rub it down with a wet cloth. Main thing is to remember is just to keep it damp. You just got to remember this is a pellet grill, so you don't want to get too much moisture in it because water and pellets don't go well together. So we'll wipe down our lid. Like I said, once again, start from the top and work your way down. And I haven't even got to the grill stuff yet, and as you can see, that's why I said I recommend using some rags. Now, the main thing to remember, this isn't a deep clean. This isn't something you're going to do at the end of the year when you're putting it away for the season. This is just something to help maintain it, to keep it cooking optimally. And something I would recommend doing after every 3 to 5 cooks. So it's designed to be quick. Like I said, wiping it down, it actually adds a little bit of time. Not really required, but I like to, just because it makes it look a little bit cleaner. Well, now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the heat shield a little bit better, just to keep it looking a little bit cleaner. Even with a plastic putty knife, they clean up pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for, you know, for what we're doing, which is just a maintenance clean. And we'll go back through and re-clean sear plate just to make sure it was a lot better. Well, like I said, remember I said I got 2 grooves on mine, which tells me how it's supposed to go in. So I'll put it in just like that. Next we'll put our sear plate back on. And this will also help, you know, after a few cooks, sometimes on the Pit Boss sear plates, or anyone that's got a manual sear plate control, these might start to stick with all the crap that starts building up on them. So you clean it and it'll slide a lot easier. And that's gonna be pretty much it. And don't forget to kind of clean out your ash clean out. I'm going to let that set on the table for about 5 minutes and then I'll put her back in. I want to make sure she's good and dry. You think she'll want to use it for doing dishes? That's going to be pretty much it. Basically all that's left now is to put the grates back in. Put my ash clean out back in, which I'll do here in about 5 minutes, and kind of rub down the outside of it with a damp clean cloth, and that's going to be pretty much it. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a good day.